Good Friday afternoon, everybody. This is Stephen Ray, and I wanted to jump here on social media and let you guys look at the current radar situation. And as the late George Jones said, it's finally Friday. Forget the working blues and let the good times roll. Hope everybody is doing well on this Friday afternoon. And believe it or not, it is bone dry across a good portion of Alabama. So let's start, of course, here in central Alabama. And as you can see, there is really not much going on around the radar today, as Birmingham is actually in clear air mode, which means there's no precipitation to be found on the radar. It is just going to be a rather hot drive home. If you are here towards the Birmingham area, the Hoover area, Gadsden, Anniston. Now let's go a little bit further off to the north, up here towards Huntsville and Decatur, and the same thing. Clear air mode, which means there's no precipitation anywhere within the radar. So we are bone dry up here in the Tennessee Valley, near the Florence area as well. Now let's go down here into far southeast Alabama, near the Montgomery metro area. And once again, the Montgomery radar site is also on clear air mode, meaning no rain pretty much around the area for your drive home in between Montgomery over here towards the Wetumpka area or the Selma area as well. Everything looks bone dry. Now let's go down here towards the Dothan and Enterprise area, down here towards the Fort Rucker area, and once again, more of the same, hot and dry for your drive home near Andalusia, Enterprise, Midland City, Ozark, or Dothan. And one more final stop, we go down here to the coastline near Mobile. And once again, there are a couple of spotty showers over here towards the Lucedale, Mississippi area. If you are going from Mobile all the way up 98 into Mississippi, there are a couple of returns on the radar over here. In far southeastern Mississippi, there are also a couple of rogue showers down here towards the Mobile and the Pritchard area, and up here towards the Chickasaw area as well. But those are the only spots that are seeing rain right now. If you're driving home along the I-10 corridor, it looks like it is going to be rather a dry drive home towards the Pensacola area. Also down here for Foley and Alberta along the 98 corridor, and of course the Perdido Beach Boulevard. All is dry down here for Fort Morgan, Gulf Shores, and Orange Beach. So that is the situation. Now tomorrow and into the day on Sunday, we're supposed to have more of the pop-up scattered showers and thunderstorms. And then, of course, the weather will change, obviously, as we get into next week. So if you have plans this evening or tonight across a good portion of Mississippi, a good portion of North or Central Alabama, there is literally a 5% chance of rain today and this evening. If you have afternoon plans, it will definitely not be a washout. And of course, one more check here towards the Tuscaloosa metro area from 82 over here towards Coker, Northport, or if you're heading down towards the Duncanville area or down towards Moundville, it is going to be a bone dry drive home for you today. The only issue is going to be a couple of showers that are down here just off to the west of Mobile, and especially if you head out towards the Pritchard area or up 98 going towards Lucedale, Mississippi. So once again, the only problematic area could be the city of Mobile, again, for the outside risk of a couple of showers on your drive home. Other than that, it is going to be rather dry, and it is going to be a rather hot drive home for you guys here in the state of Alabama. Guys, I hope that you have a wonderful Friday evening and Friday night. Hope you have a great weekend. I will be right back here on social media doing another drive home forecast for you guys Monday afternoon at 4 o'clock. Hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. And for Alabama, I'm signing off. If you would like to know what's going on to the west in Mississippi, stay right here and I will give you guys an update for our friends over in Mississippi. Alabama, have a great weekend, and we will see you back here Monday at 4 o'clock right here on social media. Okay, we will give Mississippi a couple of seconds, a couple of minutes to join, as we are going to switch now to our neighbors over to the west. And there is a lot more thunderstorm activity for your drive home if you are over in Mississippi. So let me go on ahead and turn on the radar. And first off, let me say this is Stephen Ray, aka Stingray, and you are tuning in to the drive home forecast for our friends over here in Mississippi. And as you can see, there is a lot of rain towards the central and the southern portions of Mississippi, and especially if you are down here in the Pine Belt area. But first off, let me just go on ahead and say it's finally Friday, and in the words of the late George Jones, forget the working blues and let the good times roll. So here is what you can expect for your drive home here around the Hattiesburg area. We will start here down here towards the Hattiesburg, Petal, and the Purvis area. As you can see down here in the Pine Belt area, there are a couple of thunderstorms that are south of Hattiesburg down 59. So if you're leaving Hattiesburg, or if you're along the coast of Mississippi heading up to Hattiesburg for your drive home, there are a couple of thunderstorms and showers you will have to deal with out there. Also, if you are traveling down 49, that basically goes from Hattiesburg all the way down here to Wiggins, Mississippi. Now, if you are down here along the I-10 corridor, down here for Gulfport, Biloxi, or coming over here towards the Pascagoula area, all is dry for your drive home. Down here between Long Beach, Gulfport, Biloxi, and Ocean Springs, I can put this into motion for you, and you can see that there's literally nothing on the radar for the coastal areas of Mississippi for your drive home. There is the situation over here towards Pascagoula, Moss Point, nothing else is going on. And over here towards the Bay St. Louis area, nothing is going on. Now there is a rogue shower that is sitting here along I-10 between Bay St. Louis and Slidell, Louisiana. So if you are traveling along I-10 from Bay St. Louis going over to Slidell, there are a couple of showers that you're going to have to watch out for as you travel into the state of Louisiana here in about 30 to 45 minutes on your drive home. But not everybody lives in South Mississippi. So let's go on over here and go to the southwestern portions near the Natchez, Mississippi area. And if you live along the 84 corridor over here towards the Hamacheto National Forest, you guys are going to see a lot of heavy rain if you are moving or traveling between Natchez and Macomb, Mississippi, also down here towards the Woodville area, it's going to be a really wet drive home. Also, if you live over here towards the Collins area or the Ellisville area in the Pine Belt area, there are a couple of thunderstorms and showers along the 84 corridor near Collins and Soso. So just note that there's going to be a little bit of heavy rain moving over your area as you drive home across the Pine Belt area of Mississippi. Now let's move into the Jackson, Mississippi metro, and there is a couple of rogue storms out there, especially as you get up here towards the Canton, Mississippi area and the Ridgeland, Mississippi area, but most of these are staying in one spot and producing a lot of heavy rain. Now, if you were up here towards the 220 corridor on the northern suburbs of Jackson and you're heading home, there is a couple of showers that you need to worry about on the northern end of Jackson, but also there could be a few wet roads because this storm did develop right over the heart of Jackson, Mississippi. So just take it extra easy if you're traveling home around the Jackson, Mississippi area. Now, if you're up here towards the Canton, Mississippi, or the Yazoo City, Mississippi area, these storms are going to be impacting you within the next 15 to 30 minutes up here towards the Yazoo City, Mississippi area. And then as we move a little bit further off to the north, there are a few storms north here of the Grenada, Mississippi area over towards the Oxford area as well. And I will cut on the Memphis radar for you guys to see what's going on across the northern portions of the state of Mississippi. And as you can see, as you get over here towards the Batesville area and Oxford, there is a batch of showers producing heavy rainfall across the 278 corridor. Now, it does look like that most of these will stay off to the west of Oxford for the time being, but if you're heading west out of Oxford, going home towards Batesville or Sardis, Mississippi, just note that there's going to be some extensive heavy rain along the 278 corridor west of the city of Oxford, Mississippi. And then, of course, we move on a little bit further up to the north towards the Memphis metro area. And there is one lone shower down here towards the Coldwater area south of Hernando. But the good news is right now it looks like the drive home for the Memphis metro area, also for the Olive Branch and South Haven areas, are going to be bone dry unless something pops up here within the next 15 to 30 minutes. Now, I've got a couple more stops that I want to take you over. Here is the Tupelo, Mississippi area. Pretty much everything is dry towards the Pontotoc, the Saltillo, the Verona, and the Tupelo area. So it looks like it will be a bone dry drive for you home if you are in Tupelo, New Albany, or Pontotoc, Mississippi, and a couple more stops down here towards the Columbus area or the Starkville area. Everything looks rather dry at this time. So once again, to recap, if you are down here in the Pine Belt area of Mississippi, Hattiesburg, Ellisville, Laurel, Collins, or if you are over here towards the Natchez area or northern suburbs of the Jackson, Mississippi area, you're going to be impacted a little bit later on your drive home from this heavy rain that is over here towards the Canton, Ridgeland, and the Jackson, Mississippi metro area. Also, if you are traveling along the 84 corridor in between Laurel and Collins, Mississippi. Also, if you are driving down here along 59 in between Laurel and Ellisville on your way home, just note that there's going to be a couple of showers and heavy showers at that, because The air is rather tropical out there today, so these storms are putting out a lot of heavy rain. So just watch for ponding of water on the roads if you are down here along the 49 corridor or the 84 corridor in the Collins, Seminary, Ellisville, Laurel, or the Hattiesburg area down here in the Pine Belt area of Mississippi. Also, if you were down here on the southern end of Hattiesburg, traveling home towards the New Augusta area or the Purvis area, there is a batch of storms and showers that are moving towards the 59 corridor in between Hattiesburg and Poplersville, Mississippi. And one more time, let's take a look at the storms over here near the Natchez, Mississippi area. They are basically impacting the 84 corridor in between the Natchez, Mississippi area and the Bude, Mississippi area. Other than those areas that I have just outlined, everybody else is pretty much dry for your drive home. Guys, I hope that you have a great weekend, a great rest of your Friday night, Friday evening, and I will be right back here on social media providing another drive home forecast Monday afternoon at 4 o'clock. Be safe driving home. Have a great weekend. Enjoy it while you can and enjoy it safely because it is going to be rather hot across a good portion of Mississippi and especially across the southern areas of Mississippi. See you guys back here on Monday afternoon. And as always, from me to all of you watching this, God bless.